Hi everyone, I'm Huub Hildenbrand. Thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we have lesson 5 of 4-note structures. And this lesson will be devoted solely on the melodic practice of these structures. So we really have a workout and a lot of exercises we can do to ingrain these structures more into our playing. Okay, so let's get right into the endless ocean of music. So for this lesson we have a PDF file. You can go down in the description below. There is a link where you can download this file. And these are 4 pages and very condensed, in a very condensed way. There are a lot of exercises and sequences and ideas how you can practice these 4-note structures. And what I actually did, I just printed them out. These are 4 pages and I put it here in front of me. And I will just go through them. I will not go through every exercise, of course. But I will try to demonstrate some and also to clear up some points, because it's very condensed, it's very short. Yeah, it's very maybe not clear when you just have this PDF file in front of you and you think, what does this mean and what does that mean? So we go through these 4 pages and I will explain you the concepts and the ideas and the stuff you might not understand otherwise. Okay, so I'm assuming that you have this PDF file now in front of you. And all these exercises we do with C major 7, so the 4 notes C, E, G, B. And of course, these exercises, they are almost all you can do them for all of these 43 different 4-note structures. It's just an example here in this case, to just take one chord, do all these exercises, and then you grasp the idea, and you can just transfer these exercises for all other 4-note structures. The first exercise is just playing the arpeggio up and down, and in lesson 2 we talked about the different pathways, the different ways how we can play the arpeggio and how the different fingerings of the arpeggio on the fretboard. So we can take this first exercise actually for all these pathways. So we can play on one string, for example. Or we can play in a strict position or in an area, like and one important point here is that you always strive for legato. So don't do more, try more that sound. That's more difficult, and you need a better coordination for that. So that's a really good practice. You should focus on legato, and also don't miss to also start with Ra, with an upstroke. So because then the right hand will be completely different, opposite direction, so to speak. So you can do like da ra da ra da ra da ra da, but also ra da ra da ra da ra da ra. Yeah, so starting with Ra. That's, so you can make variations of that. And also, if you look at the 4th page, there are some little general points and variations. So also make sure that you not always start from the lowest note. So you can also start from, like for example, you on one string and start from the top note, or you do the whole range thing, for example, and starting from the top note, and then maybe after that go up. All right. So I think that's clear. So the next exercise is exercise 2 is like a single string exercise, and you have to see all these little signs there to make sure that you understand that. The idea is to play a note with a Ra stroke, then play it again with a Da stroke and hammer on the next note of the arpeggio, and then have the Ra stroke again and starting all over. It sounds like this. So the downward motion, you can do like pull-offs, but you can also do like slides. And actually a long time ago, I'm German, so I tried to translate all these different words which are so common in literature, like guitar books and so on, to find like German words for like pull off, hammer on, slide, and all that, because I really felt the need in a way to find more words which connect more with my thinking, with my feeling in a way. And this all already starts with vocabulary. So for me, like pull off is like abzieher. It means actually almost the same. I like these words. And a hammer on is a klopfer. A slide is rutscher. A bending is Seite ziehen. And I put like the first letter of these German words to write these in my music notation to make this clear. So normally you find like PO for pull off or hammer on, but here in this case you find just a K, and the K means Klopfer, what is just the same as a hammer on. Okay, so you see Klopfer, and later on you see this word Abzieher, and I write this abbreviation A, and this in English it means actually pull off. I didn't want to change it for this Guitar Academia, because in all all what I've written down, also with a computer program and stuff, I always use these little letters, and but I think it's not a big deal. I mean, you just know, okay, a K means hammer on, an A means pull off, an R means slide, and a Z means bending. Okay, but I will explain this to you again and again when I use these letters. Okay, so you have this, and also it's also possible to play these this exercise in one area as it's written there. So you can also play like, or with a right hand stroke of da 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 da. exercise 3. Exercise 3 are 3-note cascades. And that means we always go 3 notes up the arpeggio, and then we start the same thing 1 note higher of the arpeggio. So first we go from the lowest note, wherever we are with our pathways. We go from our lowest note, G, B, C. These are 3 notes in an upward direction. And then instead of G, we take the next note, the B, and also go 3 notes up again. And then we go from C. So we have something like so that's that exercise. And this exercise actually has some important variations. Because if you play that, you can also start the same thing with a B here, for example, with a second note. Then you have a complete different melodic shape. You have like instead of you have start with a C here, you have instead of or, and there is this little asterisk. I think it's called asterisk in English, and that means it's an optional starting point. So you can also start the exercise on different notes. And then creating a different melody, but basically the order of the notes in that exercise, they stay the same, but it sounds very different, and it's a different musical idea, you could say. Then there's a way to combine these 3 possibilities. It's 3 different starting points. We can we do the following. We start from any note on the arpeggio. I take a different position now. For variations, and I play this exercise like it's written. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And when I reach my highest note, I immediately start this inverted downward moving sequence. So I have and then I go down, and when I reach my lowest note, I really turn around with the same with a 3 note up. And by doing this, by immediately turn around when you reach the highest or the lowest note, you automatically play all these 3 different forms, the basic form and the 2 different starting point variations, and reach at the end the lowest note on the foot, on the beat, you can say. So I show you the whole thing one time. So you have like idea, you have to re-listen again, but I think this should be clear then. Then I always put you see this exercise. I have like 3A, I have 3B, and also there's written 3, like there's a C. And always this happens mostly with cascades. So later on there also come 4-note cascades and 5-note cascades, and A is always the up version. I mean, you go in the direction you are sequencing the whole exercise. So, for example, for 4-note cascades, you do like did it here? Okay, these are already variations there. So it's normally the basic form of 4-note cascade is so you move in the direction in which you're sequencing the pattern, and also down really just inverted. You just invert the intervals, and you reach this, or yeah, instead of going up an interval, you always invert it, you go down, and vice versa, of course, later on. Okay, and then you have the B form. The B form is you go into the opposite direction of sequencing through the arpeggio, so you go like one step higher, but the sequence is going down, and the vice versa. And when you move down, and then you have the C form. The C form is alternating the A and the B form. So you go one in this 4-note cascade. You go one form up, and then you go one step higher and play the next 4-note cascade down. So normally you would play with the A form, but this you invert. So you do the B form, and then you go to the next and play the A form. So you're always alternating between these forms, and it sounds like this. Back. Okay. So I think that's clear. That's always the A, the B, and the C form, and also and the inverted form is always a bit more difficult to play. Like for the 3-note cascades and the B form. And then the third exercise, we also have a variation. We have a longer sequence part, you can say, a longer line which we will sequence. And I just play this for you, and you will find out by yourself by just going slowly through the PDF how this is built, how this is structured. I think this is very clear. It's just a variation in a way of the 3-note cascades. It goes like this. And then we can sequence this to the next note. We started with B, so we start now with C. The next. Yeah. Sorry. Note is also possible, or we can yes, we can invert it, and it sounds like this. And the next step, if I go down to B, would sound like this. Yeah, and so on. Okay, so I think that's clear. Then we have these 4-note cascades. And there's actually, I forgot to tell you one. Well, there are some more signs actually. You have always this circled number, and the circled number means string. So in the second exercise, you have a circled 5 here, and this circled 5 means you play it on the 5th string. later on in exercise 19, for example, there it becomes a bit more important on which strings you actually have to play these notes. Okay, and also you have this little comma, and this comma is a very important sign. It means here, after the comma, the whole sequence starts again on the next higher note. So for example, in exercise 4 note cascades, in this case we have the B version, so moving down but moving up the exercise. We have this one. And by the way, the notes which are written there, they are just like one part of the sequence. I mean, they're just in a way arbitrary, you can say. It's not that you only play these notes which are written there. It's just, for example, with the exercise 4, it's written there this B, G, E, C, and then C. But this just stands for 4-note cascades down and then go to the next note up. So you can start like here, or you can start like here, or wherever, or you can play it wherever. It's all this what's written there. It means just that. Play 4-note down the arpeggio and then move to the next higher note. And there this comma comes into play, because the comma means now start on that note. And when you see the first note of the exercise, you see a B. And so we played this whole exercise, the sequence part from B down. And now, after the comma, we have to play the same thing, but starting from C. And what is C? It's just one note higher in the arpeggio. So that's the, what do you say, that's the program we are following here. And also there's just this small H, this means just octave. So sometimes it's just indicating, I just indicate that, for example, in the variation of 3, there is the total range is an octave. So that's also maybe helpful for practicing. And in exercise 4, it means there is an octave leap. So it's also maybe also helpful, and that we are actually leaping one octave. Sometimes we don't see this when we just thinking in a different way. So we have like, so that's an octave. So we can also think, we go down the arpeggio and then we go from the lowest note 1 octave higher and start all over. E, G, and so on. I think you understand all these symbols now on these pages, and the time flies, so there's still so many exercises to cover in this lesson, so I will just proceed more quickly. And if this is too fast for you and there are certain questions arising that you really don't understand this or that, please put it down in the comments. I will check them, I will read them, and I will see what I can do. Maybe I put out another lesson to go more into detail about certain things, but maybe I just forgot to tell you some important stuff here. And there's also this error. This error means do the same thing, invert the same exercise, how you move up, invert it and move back down. But I think it's pretty clear. I mean, it's always, all these exercises are about sequences, you can say. It's just sequencing something, and you have to understand how this thing works, and then you just play them on all of the different degrees of the 4-note arpeggio. Okay, then you have 5-note cascades, the A and the B form, and there's a rhythmical variation. Then 6 is always moving one step in the opposite direction, you are doing the sequence. So like, and back. Sorry. And also there's a different starting note. Then the whole thing sounds a bit different. It's like, and make sure if there's written like this asterisk, different starting note, to really feel this melody the way that this is really the starting point. But because sometimes it's easy to just play the same exercise but start from a different note and hearing it in the same way, like just shifted by an eighth note or something. But in this case, really think I skip one tone actually. I skip the B here, then I skip the C, then I skip the G, the E, then I skip the G. So instead of, then suddenly it becomes very different. Skip two notes. That's the seventh exercise. It's like this. That's also quite a nice one. And you can also start on a different note, and you can invert it. It's the B form. Alternate. And you can play a D form here also. A D form means you play it harmonically. So you don't play, but you play. So you have. Okay. On the second page starts with a variation of A. It's just a rhythmic variation. Then 8. I just play 8 for you, and you figure out yourself what's written there. How does it work? Okay, that's an exercise also. Okay, further, number 9. Number 9 has like a skipped tone in the sequence form, and also an alternate starting point. There are some rhythmic variations of it. Number 10, I think should be clear. 11, 12. 12 is so it's like. 13 is very nice. 13 is very the way you can play this arpeggio more, think it more in a way melodic, not so much like playing up and down. It's like this enclosure idea is you have a note, and then you just surround this note. You enclosure it with the adjacent notes in the arpeggio. So you do like in this case. So you go a note below, and you go a note above that target tone, and and then you play first the lower, then the higher, and then you reach the target. So it's like oh, in this case it's the other way around. Sorry. So 13-1 is. Then we have the 2 is a bit different. Then you can play like 14 is you play like any I don't know, any voicing, and we talked about this in lesson 3 of this course. And you can just play this for example, and you do all these inversions. Every voicing you know of this chord you can also play as a melodic arpeggio, as a melodic phrase. 15, we always go up the octave and then down and then repeat it from all notes. I mean, we go up two octaves actually, it's in the range of 2 octaves. Then we have 16. 16 is really thought as a more fast exercise. So it's like and so on, and down, up. And so on. Then we have 17. 17. Then we also skip a note. Just watch the rhythm there. 18 is clear. Okay, 19. 19 is it's a bit strange one. You play on 2 different strings. I'll just show it to you, and then you figure it out yourself. It's actually how it's work is like this. Play this, of course, on other strings also, other pairs of strings. It's written there. Everything is written there, and I think you're now an expert at my writing here. Otherwise, please leave your comments. I don't want to show off here. You know, I mean, I really want to help you. I really want to give you all this great stuff, what I found out and collected over the time by myself. Okay, so then we have 21. 21, we take every other note of the arpeggio. So if we have G, B, E, G, B, C, E, we take the first and the third, and then we take the second and the fourth. And these 2, we have 2 intervals there. We have a perfect fourth and another perfect fourth. Now the sequence is going further, that we invert the first form. Instead of this, we play this. So we have, and then we invert the second form. We have these 2 perfect fifths. And we can go further. Yeah, that's a nice one. And this, of course, this also works for all other of these 4-note structures. Then the 22 is also a fast idea. It's like it's like 16, but it's 1 tone more. So the rhythm also can be different, and it's the range of an octave. It's like. So this is the octave. vice versa. And always also play these sequences, always make music, play them musically. They are not dry exercises. If they are dry exercises, you will not remember them later. They will not really help. But if you make music with this, it really gets part of you. It's like the door, your inner door is open to welcome these sounds and ideas and concepts. Okay, then on general points, of course, each pattern can be sequenced. So if you have any melody, any melodic fragment or longer thing with purely the four notes of the four note structure, any four note structure, you can sequence this also. I mean, whatever it is, it can be sequenced. So just go through to the next higher note of the arpeggio and play the thing all over. Okay. I hope you get a lot of material to practice and a lot of, and it really helps you, and I think it's a really cool workout that you really get more flexible and be able more to improvise and get ideas how you can sing with just these four notes melodically. Okay, so I hope you like this lesson, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There will be a lesson uploaded every Friday. Also, there's a button where you can donate on guitar-academia.com. This would make me really happy. I would be really thankful for that, to keep it go on here with this whole process on Guitar Academia. And yeah, that's it for today. Next lesson will be also about a melodic way how to play these four note structures, but there we really go into the music. So, thanks for watching. My name is Arpeggio.